Hi, I'm Silva and welcome to my channel. I will first start off by saying that I struggle with words and I'm sorry in advance if anything comes out and I don't realise it, so please bear with me on this. God, I'm nervous. I will be discussing bullying, social anxiety, self-harming, suicide thoughts and suicide. I would also like to say that this is my first time doing a YouTube video, and yes, I will be following the script that I just wrote to build up my self-confidence due to low self-confidence and low self-esteem. And through this video I will be giggling halfway through due to nervousness. I will also be talking about my learning disability, which will be hard for me to talk about. I'm not going to edit anything out due to wanting you guys to understand some issues that will be raised in upcoming videos. So I think it's time to begin on a very hot topic, not just, in schools and sort of during workplaces, but it's also in your personal life. Like, bullying is one of those things that people don't sort of usually think, oh, maybe that person is being bullied, or maybe that person's not coming forward due to a history of bullying. And it's such sort of really hard when you sort of hear in the news that, like, school kids taking their own lives. It's really difficult to understand and pinpoint why we're not doing so much about it these days. And I just think, because we're so scared ourselves, that if we step up, we're going to get bullied ourselves. We're going to get picked on. Because we're looking after the vulnerable and the weak, as they call it. But at the end of the day, you've got to see from someone else's point of view is, well, how do we stop it? Well, you can't, really, but you can. You have to have this understanding of where someone's coming from. And they're not going to talk about it because they class it as shameful. Look at what's happened to me. I've just gone about my life asking people questions. A curious little sod I am, but at the end of the day, that's who I am. That's part of my personality. It's not like me walking down the road and going, oh, that person's this, that person's that. It's not like that. It's sort of, oh, I don't want to talk to this person. And that is due to me having also social anxiety. So someone with social anxiety won't approach people. We're stopping the street if you tell us, oh, hello, how are you? That's about it. We're not going to bully you. We're not going to go all in your face. It's not like that. It's what seems to have happened to me is people just think, oh yeah, let's spread this around, which is untrue. Oh, let's spread that around. Oh, let's bring up her past. Let's do this, let's do that. It's actually the same as for the school kids. If they do well in their subjects, the other kids get jealous. So the first thing that they actually do is pick on you, call you a name. It's name calling. And we shouldn't stand for that. It actually tears the person down completely. It's not like you can say, oh, you'd be fine, just ignore it. Well, okay, yeah, we've done that. It's still carrying on. So what do we do now? Do we go and talk about it? Do we tell people? Do we shut up? Carry on ignoring it? And that's what I did. I just really ignored it. But I think at the same time, I was thinking about, well, if I said this, if I said that, I might make it worse. If I let someone in, I'll make it worse. And at the end of the day, the shamefulness of it for me is I couldn't tell my supervisor. And I was bullied in my workplace. Not only that, I was bullied in my personal life. And all I wanted was peace and quiet. That's all I ever want, is peace and quiet. You know, I don't really know how all this started, but you hear things through any grapevine of a small town. You hear loads of things. Oh, she deserved it. Oh, she asked for it. You know, she did this, she did that. Well, no. One, I don't deserve it. Second, I was actually ill. So how is a person being ill with mental issues, which is also coming up in upcoming videos, really sort of the pinpoint of a conversation when they're actually ill and they have to take time off work because their anxiety's got too much? And that's actually what happened to me. What happens to school kids. They get iller and iller and they go, I don't go to school. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. I want to get a transfer. I want to do this. I want to do that. You get it everywhere. But I'm going to take you back now to my time at school. When I was at school, I was picked upon quite a lot. I was different. I didn't make friends easily. I found it hugely difficult to make friends. I don't know why. I don't understand that. But I still do to this very day. It's something from my childhood that is brought into my adulthood. But when you're bullied as a kid because you're different, you're like, let's say, an old-fashioned term is, I'm a late bloomer. Okay? I had trouble speaking. I had trouble making sentences. I had a lot of problems when I was a kid. And that is to do with my past, which I'm not going to get into, because that's irrelevant. It is just, I know I'm bringing up my school history, but I'm telling you, I'm trying to get you into it, of explaining to you, it's not just happening to you, it happens to everyone. But at the end of the day, we have to sort it out, and we have to find out the pinpoint of where it actually starts. And it starts in your childhood, and mine did. And I was picked upon because I got put back a year. It's just natural to get put back a year. Everyone does it. Everyone gets it. Everyone has it. But to my mates, it was like, oh yeah, you know, you're this, you're that, and I was like, just because I'm put behind just 1 year doesn't mean I won't catch up. Which automatically I caught up. It didn't really matter. It was only for 1 year, and they still complained about it. And then we got into that year. I did make friends eventually. You know, obviously, 3 girls I made friends with. I'm not going to go into the names. You know, we played tit for tat with each other. We had bust ups. We made up. We bullied each other. We've done all of that. I was a kid. We all do it to each other. But at the end of the day, I learned from that was I'd rather have a friend than lose one. You know, I thought on my feet, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But actually, it was my mum that actually helped me put that in perspective. By the way, it's always your parents that will put you into perspective that you shouldn't do it. And obviously, I learned, but it was this one particular girl that had to go off for one. Oh, you said this, you said that, blah, blah, blah. It was going on for weeks, months, probably years. And she wouldn't stop. And I became iller and iller and iller. And I think for me, I started making up that I was ill all the time, so I didn't have to go to school. But it was one time, I think it was one dinner time, and I can't remember the day. Don't ask me, I can't retrieve anything. Okay? It's part of my learning disability. And by the way, the school was a learning disability school. And I'm not going to tell you where it is. I'm not going to give out names of people. I am definitely also not going to tell you, obviously, certain places, okay? I'm not going to do it. I will explain about me, but I won't tell you. And I will not put out where I live or whatever, okay? I am not going to do that. So don't look it up. And basically, yeah, it was this one time she actually put her hands on me. She actually got a mate to hold me, one of my friends, to hold me where she strangled me. Dinner ladies were watching, students were watching, no one came to my aid, and I was going multiple colours. And I couldn't breathe. And all what's running through my mind is, my parents are going to bury me early. I'm not going to have a life. I'm not going to see the future. I'm not going to have one. There's no point, because I am going to die today. That was all that was running through my mind, and it terrified me. It terrified me in the least that I could think like that. But not only that, I'm actually scared of death. When I was a kid, I was literally panicking that I was going to die every single day. Or not every single day, but every single night of having a nightmare. Every time I wake up screaming because of a nightmare. That's what kids go through. That's what I went through. But then before I got called no little angel. No one's a little angel. We're never little angels. We're all nightmare kids. But no one deserves another student putting the hand around their necks and strangling them. In a playground full of thin ladies and full of students, where they all were, or at the time I didn't know it, but I do now, they were bystanders. And that was just wrong. That was just wrong. And my parents weren't happy when I got home because I couldn't tell them. But my little sister did tell them. And it was obvious around the markings on my neck. So, yeah. And the next day was quite interesting too. But luckily we had 2 weeks free of her. And obviously she came back with revenge. Mostly on me. Didn't work. But because she couldn't get to me, she got to my mate. But at the end of the day, I stood up for my mate. She pushed me to the ground, I got back up and I pushed her back. You push me, I push you. You know, at the end of the day, I couldn't stand it after that. It was just a nightmare. It would happen all the time to people. And our school did nothing about it. We kept complaining about it. Not only that, Ofsted complained about it. There's like loads of things Ofsted do. But, you know, there's one bullet point on there is what you can do about bullying. Nothing. So we all wait until she left. We all sat down, we all talked about it, and we go, right, we need an anti-bullying thing. We came up with it. And I said we should stop doing the status quo too. That was my little bit of input in. But we all was discussing it. And they asked me what status quo is, and I was like, popularity, bullies, you name it. You got it. We're all equal. We're all the same. There's no point of status, is there? You know, oh, I'm the popular one, as you keep saying to all of us. That's my other mate. And it's just pointless. It's stupid. You don't have to be popular to fit in. You don't have to be an outcast because other people tell you. You don't have to be a geek or a nerd because you like books or computers or computer games. You don't have to be any of those. It's pointless. But that's part of society apparently. But it's not. We make it society, just as we are all bullies in our own little way. You know, I've done type of things in the past. We've all done it. We've all been there. We've all got the t-shirt. But we learn by it. And this is how we all learned from when we were at school. Call me old-fashioned, but here's the thing. If you're going to talk the talk, let's walk the walk. That's how we all saw it at school. That's how I saw it. But at the end of the day,